Bring in Matt Leinart, Fox Sports college football analyst. He joins us on the show. What's Adderall do, Matt?
Adderall. That keeps you going. I had a teammate back in Arizona that got in trouble for taking Adderall on his drive home. He had a long drive home one day. So it's unfortunate, but it is in the list of banned substances you can't take.
Is it speed?
I don't know. I don't take Adderall, and I've never had to take that to keep me awake or keep me up. And I'm not one to talk about that kind of stuff because I don't. It's not my expertise, obviously.
All right. We've been discussing the NFL MVP this year, and I guess it comes down to two candidates. If you had a vote, who's your MVP in the NFL?
Well, I got to go with my buddy J.J. Watt. I think, obviously, defensively, the guy is just he's a complete nightmare for offensive linemen. I played with him his rookie year when I was in Houston, and he's just gotten better every single week. And then, defensively, you could talk about him all day, but now offensively, for him to score that many touchdowns and to be an actual, a real weapon in the red zone and down on the goal line, we haven't seen that in a long time, and he works harder than anybody I know. There's obviously a lot of candidates, but some of the quarterbacks obviously are playing extremely great football, but J.J. Watt is such a difference maker on the football field.
Aaron Rodgers makes it look easy.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's not easy, but as a former quarterback, how do you assess what Rodgers is doing?
It's remarkable, and I played against him in college. I've played against him in the pros, and
Did you know he was good in college?
You know what? I did. I thought he was good in college. He played for Coach Jeff Tedford, and he had, it was interesting when I played against him. The mechanics. Tedford was always a mechanics guy, and Aaron's mechanics were very different. And Tedford taught, his quarterbacks to hold the ball differently, when he had Kyle Bowler there, when the other guys. And so Aaron wasn't his same. It wasn't the same guy you're seeing now as far as just letting it fire and loose and running around and playing, and that's what makes Aaron so special.
Weren't they mechanical at Cal? That was part of the problem with Tedford with his quarterbacks, that they weren't fluid. They were more of, I'm going to teach you how to play the quarterbacking position.
Yeah, and it was more, and I think Tedford's a great coach. I love him. I know him personally, but it was a little more robotic.
Yeah.
That's what I noticed when I played against them, all those quarterbacks. And I don't know how he taught them on a day-to-day basis and progressions and reads and all that kind of stuff. But as far as just mechanics and ball placement and delivery, it was different. If you go back and you look at Rodgers' film at Cal, and then just throw on any Packer film, it's night and day as far as just how he is in the pocket and holding the football. But it's remarkable. It really is remarkable. He is just one of those rare guys that he's just so good, and you can't really explain him. He's got a cannon of an arm. He's accurate. The biggest thing with him, and he's got so much confidence, and he had confidence in Cal, and that's just, he exudes that on the field, and it's really special to watch. I think we're witnessing one of the, going to be one of the greatest runs a quarterback will have. Obviously, Peyton and Brady are up there too with what they've done, but Aaron is just putting together a remarkable career.
Let me give the full intro. Matt Leinart will be on site at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. The Pac-12 championship game, it's Arizona and Oregon. That's Friday at 8 Eastern on Fox. Also appears on Fox Sports Live. Countdown to kickoff every Friday night on Fox Sports 1 at midnight Eastern. Speaking of Oregon, we look at the numbers that you put up at Oregon. How does that hurt Marcus Mariota in how we're assessing if he can play in the NFL?
Well, again, it's one of those things where you have to ask yourself, and I don't believe he is, but, is he a system quarterback? And I don't think he is, because he is a unique talent. And I was talking to someone about this the other day. When you're a quarterback, I think no matter what system you're in or what type of athlete you are at the position, it still all comes down to where you're drafted, and the team that you have around you and the type of players you have around you, and will you be able to be successful and a coach that will accommodate your skill set. But when I look at Marcus Mariota, first of all, I think he's a tremendous passer. And in the pocket, he's a great passer. He's extremely athletic. He's got a strong arm. And we know he can run the football. I liken him to a Colin Kaepernick, but less kind of like Colin is just a physical specimen. And every time he throws it, it's just like there's a lot of aggression there. Marcus is more fluid, in my opinion. He's more of a smooth passer, but the same type of player, big like that. So, and Colin has made a pretty good a pretty seamless transition from college to pro. I don't know. I'm just a huge fan of his. I think he's going to lock up the Heisman Trophy next week, and I think he's going to be a great player. But I do believe it all depends on where he goes, and he has to have good players around him, as any quarterback does.
But you bring up something interesting, and I've always wondered about it. Tom Brady said if he had gone in the first round, he probably wouldn't still be in the league, whether you believe that or not. But where you go, who is your coach? Who is your offensive coordinator? It's amazing that it's almost a roll of the dice that Tim Couch was the number one pick, and he went to a bad Browns team.
Right.
David Carr had as much talent as anybody who's played that position, and he goes to a terrible Texans team, and he gets sacked 62 times. Just does it come down to that? We're trying to assess quarterbacks and who's good and who's not, and I just wonder where you go and how many offensive coordinators you go through. Do you believe that?
I do. I mean, obviously, I went through the same thing, and I think, Andrew Luck, right, is a rare, a rare guy too, a special talent. He went into a place, and obviously Peyton was there forever, but they didn't. That's a bad, it's a bad example because they had players and they had a winning culture there. They knew how to do it, and he's a rare breed to go in and play at the level he's played. But when you're a quarterback and you go into a place that maybe doesn't have a strong defense, or you don't have a running game, or you don't have that number one receiver on the outside, or an offensive line, anything, and those aren't excuses. You have to play the position too. You're accountable as well. But when you're a young quarterback and you're thrown in the fire and you can't rely on other guys to kind of step up and then you can grow as a quarterback, because this day and age they're just throwing guys in left and right, and I think it makes all the difference in the world. And I look at my situation, obviously, there was other things happening with me and injuries are a part of that, but my rookie year, Denny Green drafted me and I had a pretty good rookie year. I was confident, I was feeling good, I was I was ready to go, and then Coach Wisenhunt comes in, and we just didn't see eye to eye, and it killed my confidence. And I had zero confidence when I was in Arizona, and that showed in my play there. And then with injuries, it's a snowball effect. But I think so many times these quarterbacks, people say, oh, they're a bust, or they didn't do anything. Well, a lot of it has to do with too, like you're put in a situation where you're not going to be successful, and it's hard to be successful. And then it's a bottom line business, and if you don't perform right away, you're out and the next guy's in. So I think that's a big part of it. I definitely do. I think obviously the quarterback has to be able to play the position too.
Where's your Heisman?
It's down in my parents' house.
Okay, so if I walk in, how long does it take me to find the Heisman?
It'll probably take you a couple minutes. It's hidden away, under a blanket somewhere.
No, it's not on display?
Yeah. No, it's not on display. It's one of those things where, man, I don't want it to be on display and something happens. I have some of the other, the Unitas and some of the other pretty cool trophies, but that one is tucked away somewhere.
Well, why don't you just then put it in a safety deposit box or someplace instead of you sort of have it there? Is it when somebody says, "Come on, show me the Heisman," and then you can go get it?
Yeah, you know what? It's actually not. It's not in my house, but there's been a lot of times where my son or my son's school and football camp said I'll bring it out, so I kind of always have to have it available at times, but I don't need to display it anywhere.
Where's the oddest place you've displayed it, like taken the Heisman to?
Oh man, there hasn't been too many places. I think for a couple of days I was lugging around in just the back of my car, and just like, you just go to a random, parking lot, or you're going to the movies, or you're going to dinner, and it's just literally sitting there. It's just like, when you think about the magnitude of what the trophy is, and I'm just, I'm very nonchalant about it. I'm just like, lock my doors. Hopefully no one breaks into my car.
So somebody's riding with you. They get in the back seat, and you got the Heisman back there?
Yeah, it's just
sure.
there, and there's like food wrappers everywhere, just hanging out.
Who's getting your Heisman vote? You got Mariota?
Yeah, I mean, as of now, I think
well, what
it's
could
looking
change?
that way.
Can Mariota lose this on Friday night?
I don't think so. I've been one to point out that, on our show at Fox, that Melvin Gordon is unbelievable. I mean, he's been in my top 3, top 4 all year long, and his season is tremendous. I just think, Marcus Smart, I mean, you can talk about stats all day, and those are just incredible, but what he does for that football team is his maturity, his leadership. I mean, we've interviewed him, and I'm sure you have as well. I mean, he's one of the most humble kids I've ever met in my entire life, and I just love that about him. And you know what? He's led his team, and he has a chance to play for the college football playoff if they win, and play for a national championship. So I would definitely give him the edge. But Melvin Gordon is deserving as well.
What'd you end up with? 99 touchdowns.
99 touchdowns. I think he's going to pass that here.
But does that bum you out that you ended at 99?
You know what? It's funny. I remember we were playing the Texas in the Rose Bowl that year, and I think I had 98 going into it. And I remember Sarkisian getting up in front, and just going through our team meeting stuff the day of the game. I think it was the day of the game. It might have been the night before the game, but he was well aware of me. And I probably was at the time, but I didn't really care that much. I thought I'd probably get it, because we obviously scored a lot of points, but he was very well aware of me being too shy of 100, and he's like, I want to get 100 for our quarterback. So too bad I didn't get it. I got one, but no, not really. I mean, 99 is a decent number. So hey, what can you do? It could be worse.
Did you ever double date with Reggie Bush and Kim Kardashian?
No,
you didn't.
Sorry, no, I didn't.
No. Can you just pretend you did and give me a story? Like, did you go out with Khloe Kardashian or?
No, Dan, I wish I could give you
Matt.
a story, man, but that's so long ago.
All right, well, make up one.
Long gone.
Yeah, make up one next time I talk to you, all right?
All right, bud.
Hey, have fun this Friday night. Thank you, Matt.
I will. Thanks, Dan. Thanks for having me.
That's Matt Leinart.